Nation of writing, urinating in public tickets.
I did not. I didn't get a ticket.
Want you to change it now. It's hard to check on outside. I'm done.
Carrying out special delivery.
Yeah, that's important there. We gotta get that one solved.
Yeah.
Dave wants pace. All that. Let's not change the subject. Okay, Glenn. I'll let you talk.
You let me do this.
Well, hurry up.
Okay, you got 5 minutes.
I'm sorry, but I didn't.
Well, that's all right. Yeah, it's a fluid situation. I only listed 2 things there. So yeah, we have another thing to do. Well, let's go look at the fire truck financing right now. And local bank run 2 different scenarios. Show you what that would look like as far as doing a 5-year or a 7-year base purchase on that. Kind of like we've done with some other vehicles or whatever. One, of course, has a little lower interest rate, and the other one's a little higher. And one's longer term, and one's shorter term. That's really the only difference. You can see the yearly payment on that one's about $40,000, and one's 50-something thousand on that one. I would recommend the 7-year one because the yearly payment's going to be around that $40,000. We put $40,000 down. That's about $1.5 million. You know, we raised I think another mill when we did when we jumped last year to 55 mils. A mill of that was dedicated toward fire equipment, fire truck. We could hold that and cut back somewhere else, or we could raise that $500,000 or $1 million, whatever it would take to cover that. Because a mill right now is about $24,000. So our overall assessed valuation is about $24 million.
So we already have the 40,000 for the first payment.
Right, we would have that.
This year.
Right, so it wouldn't be till next year's budget.
2016 budget
Right.
was signed.
Right.
Do we have the 44,000?
Yes, you'd have that. Right. So it wouldn't be till the next year that we would see.
Well, if it had to be raised $1.5 million, how are you getting that $1.5 million in this budget? That we just passed.
Well, it was already there from last year.
We raised it last year.
$1.5 million? Just $1 million?
It was just 1 mil, right. But
We need to raise another $1.5 million to cover the $40,000 a year.
Right, but he's asking how, but we have enough in there, from wherever that donation was, we about $80,000 in that right now.
Well, if we can tighten our belt, our valuation
Right.
goes up, we could get there pretty easily.
Right.
You're gonna use that 80,000?
You could use that as far as before you can do any of your mill money, but we don't want to use it, we would use that as a down payment, and half of that, that 40.
I think, with that money that they give the fire department, the insurance company say, you can borrow that if you pay them interest on
Oh, okay.
it. You talk to the chief, but.
Okay.
Okay, what's that, Bob?
That's another way to,
What's that, Bob?
What did you just say?
You can
Well,
borrow money from. Each year, the state insurance gives all fire departments in the state of Kansas so much money. And the city of Beloit gets so much. Can't spend it on anything. The city can't take it. Because they tried one, and I had to, when I was fire chief, and I had the state attorney come in and take care of that.
yeah.
But we can be used for, in case a fireman gets killed or death, to help the family. And we can borrow, I think we can borrow money from that to pay for that trucker, but we gotta pay it back with so much interest.
Right, okay. I've heard that, I've never used that before, so.
We can borrow money basically from the Kansas Fireman's Fund. No.
No, that's
City,
different.
the city fire department.
Right.
City fire.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they
I
got in
understand
there
we
right
did
now.
borrow against the fireman's fund. They
Do you know how much they got in there?
Yeah, that I don't know. I don't know. We can certainly look at it. I just wanted to throw that to you as far as, a couple of different scenarios of how we would go forward, whether it's 5 year, 7 year, or whatever the number would be, see how that would fit into our finances going forward.
do, whenever the city has purchased a fire truck in the past, have we always had to go through this same scenario? There was never any money put aside each
Well,
year
we-
for a truck?
When I was fire chief, we had money set aside.
How did we pay for
Okay,
that
how
one
did
we
we
just
do
bought
that?
here a couple years ago?
How did we do, how did this?
You paid
That one,
cash.
We paid, yeah, we actually had enough cash for that one.
Okay,
But
how
that
did
used up
we
all-
have enough cash for that?
So we dedicated X amount of money per year. But
Yeah.
see, the one, just
You had
three-
to that. You know,
Okay,
you know that
so in
80,000
other
you
words,
see?
we haven't been doing that.
Well,
No.
yeah, but the one just a couple of years ago took all the cash that was available.
Because it
That
was
was 250, yeah. We haven't been
Okay.
able in the past 2-3 years to
Okay.
make up another 300,000 on
Okay.
that, at that rate.
All right.
Yeah, 'cause you'd have to be putting almost 100,000 a year aside. And right now, that'd be about 4 mils. And, you know, again, you could do that, but, you know, you're talking about
That was the answer
prior to raising your building.
Okay.
Yeah, see, and it's just come too close back to back.
Okay.
So you haven't had like 10 years to build up another
Okay.
amount there, so.
Usually equipment fund, that's what it is. But we put so much in equipment fund.
Both of those are pretty decent interest rates.
Yeah, it is. I mean, either way you go, 5 years, 7 years is not gonna be good. You know, but I can look into the other avenue there and see what they really are on that, too. Might even make some decent terms on that. So anyway, for information purposes, that's how we're going forward out there. So we really didn't have to adjust anything this year going forward. It's the next couple of years going forward. You know, I don't think we'll run into the tax lid problem with that. Jay was here, I was gonna ask him that, but he's going around, I know he's been all over that. I talked a little about, I was on am on the league's taxation finance committee. We met last week in Topeka. We had a huge turnout, highest turnout I've ever seen for anything like that. We had a lot of questions, but not many answers as far as how that tax was going to affect us in 2018. One of the things that we did propose, and we may take to the legislature this year when they come back, or actually next year in January, is that we would like the opportunity for city, county, and, well, we're mainly interested in the cities, to charter ordinance out of the tax lid, because they've allowed us to charter ordinance out of a lot of state laws. And we'd like to put that, you'd have to put it to a vote of the people, whether or not they want to do that. They left the door open to vote every year if you wanted to exceed your taxes. That's the way it's written. But the vote would not come until November. Well, here we are in August, passing our budget. So a vote in November does you no good. It was long past the time you passed your budget. So it doesn't make any sense. So the timing's not there. What we like to do is actually propose chartering a new charter out forever, just like anything else.
So you charter, are you opt out of that each year for 2 months of the year? Or is it for the full year?
No,
after
it's-
that, 12 months after that?
Yeah, good question. Nobody really knows the answer to those questions because I don't think they really thought it through to how it would affect everybody's, I mean, I just don't really, you know, it's the same thing with the elections. You know, as far as, yeah, does it take effect from what, who knows? I don't think they actually thought through how this would affect everybody's budget. I don't think they really understand municipal budgeting and county budget. They think it works in the same way that the state budget does, but it doesn't. It just doesn't. So it just can't work that way.
Did our system elections, spring elections?
We know that.
They'll be in the fall. As far as we know, they'll move those to the fall elections, because normally we'd have, in 2016, we would have another spring election. They've done away with that. Everything's now going to go to the fall. So everybody gets an extent. It's tough to, it's because some cities have 2-year, some people have 3, some have 4, and of course they all stagger them. So it's created a huge problem. And I don't have all the, there was a zillion questions about how this affects budgeting, how it affects elections. And again, I don't think that all those laws were thought through to their logical extent. So they haven't been able to answer a lot of those questions. The league attorneys have done the best they can interpreting those. But there are so many different ways to look at the laws. I couldn't actually say. But what they don't say, and that's probably the most important part of that thing. So I wish I'd give you a clear answer, but the best thing we come up with is propose a charter ordinance that say we would charter out of that forever, just like we have on any other state law. I don't know if the state legislature is going to allow us to do that, but we can try. That's about it. Otherwise, I think we're stuck with 2016 elections. I think we're stuck with a tax lid in 2018. But there are exceptions to the tax lid.
Okay.
Many exceptions, actually. So is it really a tax lid? I guess we don't want to get there. I mean, that's about all we can say on that. So-
Glenn, and the election is the fall of the non-presidential, so it's fall of 2017.
No, they said 2016, actually.
even though it's
So,
presidential-
yeah, even though they originally said it was gonna be the odd years, I think they're actually gonna, what way they told us, the way they explained it is actually be, because now you'd be doing 2 years
Right.
beyond, which, and it can't be this year. Because
Too
we're-
late.
Yeah, November's coming up. I mean, like, you could, if you wanted to do it, I don't think you could get the county clerk to print ballots and, so if you wanna do it 20, so that's out. So I really think it has to be 2016, but
But they said initially it was
it was gonna be, yeah, 'cause they wanted
Yeah.
odd years on this, so, I mean, it's just really, I mean,
We'll be on forever.
yeah. They'll keep on extending, they'll come back and pass it.
Let's
over.
raise the pay.
Yeah, raise the pay a little bit.
Kinda like a senator, huh?
Yeah, that's right. So,
Our tax bracket.
yeah, that might do it. So, yeah, I don't know, I don't think it ended up the way anybody really envisioned this when they started out, trying to change either the budget or the elections, because I don't think they really understood the impact here at our level. Where we stand, the city, that's one of the great things about Kansas is they've allowed us this great home rule latitude. And now that seems to be taken away every session. There seems to be a little more that's taken away as far as home rule. Because we've been able to design whatever kind of local government fit your city. And that's the same thing at the county level. I mean, they've allowed us a lot of latitude here at the city level. But that seems to be changing year after year. I'm not sure why we're doing that. I'm not sure how that benefits us here. It doesn't seem like it does. But anyway, I'm going to get in my soapbox here. I don't see what was wrong with the spring elections. I really don't. Our budget, I think, works fine for the way we do it. I really do. Sometimes you gotta deal with change. So. Anyway, any question about that, or the fire truck, or anyhow we're gonna go do that going forward, or anything else before I leave that and go on to other?
Well, I'd like to explain that insurance thing. While I was on the fire department for 25 years, we had 2 deaths, 2 chiefs passed away, and we took out $2,000 to help the widow pay for things until they got the insurance. Fire department has their own insurance, the city don't pay their insurance or comprehensive or their anything. They pay their life insurance and their health insurance.
Okay, good. All right, moving forward here. Mutual aid, as you probably know, we have mutual aid agreements with other municipalities around us. It came in a couple of weeks ago, it's been 2 Sundays ago. I don't know if you noticed, but Osborne was hit with a 110-mile-an-hour wind, knocked down a lot of power poles out there. And we responded to that. We spent on 3 days. Our electric crew went over there and helped them get back on power. Russell, I think, also responded to that call. So they did a lot of help with a lot of poles. Strange that it just hit that one area right there. Most everything was untouched and everything. So our guys did a great job going over there, and those folks called me and said they really appreciated that. I mean, it's difficult being out of power when it's 98 degrees outside. So our guys got over there, and that's why you have the mutual aid. So we get hit, those people come our way to help us out too. So I give Bonnie and his crew a lot of credit for getting over there. They went Sunday afternoon, spent the evening there, came back Monday, Tuesday, and did a great job. And like I said, they really appreciate that. That's a tough circumstance to be out there. So anyway, we covered the audit, the budget, and all of that. What else do we got going on? Like I said, the North Campus, street signs are up. All the streets are open. To remind people that that west entrance of the park has now been moved to go into the new street. So we've actually closed that off because KDOT won't allow us to have 2 members of that close. So we'll lose that. When it's been a traditional entrance coming off there, it'll now move to the west. So the park itself will not actually have a direct access to the highway, but it'll just be west going on that new street. So that's actually open right now.
What about street lights?
Haven't got any up there yet. In the new part where they're building homes up there, we'll have street lights in there when I think they get those in there when they finish them. But the other part, I don't know if we'll have street lights right away.
On the corners or anything like that?
We'll probably on Walnut and the corners. It would probably be appropriate to do that. But the rest of it, I think we'll probably wait a little while to do that. But You can drive the streets, they're all sealed, and, yeah.
Are we going to now require that all the rest of those property owners up there mow their lots?
Yes, we've done ours, and everybody else has, the streets are in, so there's no reason point not to do that, so everybody else should be
So
making.
Chris is gonna be out talking.
Should be out there talking to people about getting that done, and, you know, and we.
What about the people that own properties up there that haven't done anything yet?
Well, they're gonna have to, they're gonna have to now, there's no reason you can get, yeah, everything's accessible there, and there's no construction crews up there or anything like that you gotta deal with, so, everything's been kind of put back, and, the drainage is, you know, what it should be and all that, so.
Chief, have you noticed any problems up there with those streets being open and any?
Not yet. Most people just go up sightseeing. Really haven't had a lot of traffic there.
But anyway, it is open for
And where are we, so the walking trail?
Yes, once we're done with some of the water sewer work and whatever else, we're gonna bring everything back to where it was. And I have been talking with the Sunflower Foundation, and I submitted what we have done so far for the concrete, and they've sent that to their chief financial officer for approval as far as payment on the concrete that we put in there so far on that. So I don't know when I'll hear from them, but I actually, the past couple of weeks, we've kind of going back and forth. I had to show them where we had taken out and what we put back in. So we'll get that back in shape here. We'll have, I think, an approved walking trail when it's all said and done. And speaking of which, looking further down the road, probably at some point deal with Walnut Street. And if we do that, I would like to extend that walking trail toward the park up there and connect that up. Because if you go up there any time of the day, there's a lot of people that walk up Walnut Street, and they're really we have the walking trail on one side, sidewalks when you get to the school, but after that, there really is nothing. To me, that looks dangerous. And we're getting more and more people going up there. You have a Dollar General down the block, and people come up to the park where they're, a lot of them are going across the street to Dairy Queen and, you know, places to cross over there. So, but I think that'd be kind of a nice way to connect that up there eventually as we do that.
Is the city gonna put that sidewalk back in where the old high school used to be on the west side there with it, tore out that wall?
Well, I know they tore that out, but yeah, I believe that if you got, you know,
Kids
if
walk
you
up
leave,
that street
yeah.
too.
Right, and that was one of the things, that the wall was becoming a hazard there, so I know they're working on that, so they should
That
put that back
street
in.
is a part of the Safe Routes to School program too, somehow, I know that on their map,
Yeah.
they show that in pink, whatever that means.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure of that. Yeah, so them actually become part of that project.
Huh? Where you're at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Bill Street.
just south.
Right, yeah, right, that corner there, that, you know, that the wall was permanent there, so they did a nice job. Had to lose some vegetation there, but, well.
I mean, it looks nice what they did.
Yeah,
It's a good-
it's really a nice job the way they put that back in there, so. But, yeah, and the rest of the sidewalk, actually going around that whole area up there has got some problems up there. A lot of it's cracked. I'm sure it's been old, and so we'll have to work on that too, so. we can take
Yeah,
care
it
of
was
our
like that when I went to school there.
And they're gonna seed that
Yeah.
before it rains and washes it all
Yeah.
down in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're raising it. Yeah. Speaking of road work, I don't know if you've been on the east side.
Dodge, I parked there.
Oh, man, okay. The Ellen's Edition, you've been out there curbing gutters, and then we're working on the cul-de-sac in there and coming back. Shouldn't take too long. Once we're done with that, we're going to the LEC parking lot. I swear we'll actually get that done. And that really shouldn't take all that long to do here this year either on that. So both of those projects should get completed here this year. Like I said, we got the old high school, got that done, and we're still working on our new impound yard. I'm out there actually today, met with the chief and the record crew, and they've actually started carving out a place for that. Once that's done, we'll take our impound yard where that's over there in the North Campus, move all that stuff up there once we get it fenced in, all that kind of good stuff. One last note, the league conference is coming up. If you have any interest in that, that's the 10th, 11th, and 12th this year. It's going to be in Topeka. So you can register online, you have us do it for you. Interesting goes in that at all. So whatever. I've got to look at it. So anyway, all right. That's all I got.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll try not to cut you off.
That's all right.
My apologies.
No,
It wasn't intentional.
no, I didn't think it was.
Have a motion that we adjourn. Have a second. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same. We're adjourned. We're in the work session. Katie, do you have anything?
No, nothing else, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Broden? do you
No,
have
I just did
anything?
it. You have one more thing, though.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That's what I'm waiting. You're old enough to show.
Oh, sorry, yeah, should be the delay here. You remember a couple years ago, we had talked about electronic council packets, and some of you were interested and some of you weren't. At the end of the last meeting, I was approached by another council member about the possibility of doing that again. We've changed out all of our copy machines, and we're saving approximately $800, I think, a month, actually, not printing what we did before, and having the expense of all that stuff back there. So that's been a net savings for us. It's a smaller machine, but it still prints, and that's what this is on now. We got the new machine came in, and they were able to get everything set up pretty quick. They did it about half a day for us, which was nice. But anyway, the question comes: can we do the electronic packets? Yeah, not everybody all has to do it. I mean, some are going to be comfortable with it, some of you aren't. Some are going to want the paper packets, some of you aren't. But if you do, we can shoot it to you via email or different things that people do. And a lot of cities have gone to this, and yeah.
If we get to an electric agenda and I bring my smartphone to look it up, is my smartphone now open meeting record? Can somebody open meeting record?
Yeah, that's a good question. That has been, I believe those things that have actually entered the court. People have, and I don't know, Kate, do you have any experience at all with that sort of thing?
Just ask Hillary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I don't have my own server.
Man,
Yeah, you don't have your own server.
That came up at an open meetings training I went to, but to be honest, that specific question I don't know, but something that happened was a council member emailed the mayor or another council member during the meeting.
Yeah, that's
And that
been clear.
opened up both of their emails.
Yeah, since that's
So,
There's
but
no
just,
website that we can access through our smartphone.
but reading a PDF, you know.
That's not going to open up my phone to open meetings.
No, and I think that has been litigated from things that just because you viewed it on your device doesn't make that rest of the device open to an open meetings act request.
What do you got on your phone, man? You seem awful worried.
Question for the
that question does come up.
No comment.
I can't really do that on KGSB and KGNS.
Well, you know-
Yeah, they asked the hard question.
For a while, I used that tablet.
Right.
And the only drawback I saw, dude, that was great. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't have to deliver it. But
Yeah.
if you have to go back
Right.
several pages to something, you gotta
Right. Yeah.
come back. But that's
Right.
the only downside I see to it. Because
Yeah.
it works good.
Yeah.
I'd rather have it this way myself.
And yeah, he'll want to have the paper, and some of you won't, and so we can actually do it any way you want to do it. It does cut down on some of the printing costs, delivery costs, and if there are changes to the agenda, we can instantly send that.
I was thinking on the cost of my bag, because it would be easier to carry one.
Yeah, I mean, it's right, and it's a lot of paper, and it's once you start doing it, I mean, it took me a while, I kind of resisted it myself, but once you start using the tablets and whatever, you really don't want to go back to it, you really don't. I prefer reading it that way. Some are real sharp, like the Apple ones. I'm not trying to sell the Apple, but it's a real sharp screen on there, and it's real easy on your eyes.
It's pretty much already available to us right now because it's on the website.
It is. You just don't have a device provided by the city. I mean, that's the only difference.
Could we use our own device, not
Sure,
the city's? to
sure,
save
yeah,
city money?
yeah.
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 I
Well,
just
see, the
got
way we were
that.
envisioning is you'd get a city email address, whatever, LloydKS.org. So that would be yours, dedicated, so when we send it out, everybody gets that, all at once, coming to your address. That would be
So
so.
then we print it out
Or
or get it on our laptop.
Carry it on your laptop or tablet or whatever you
I download the packets in the afternoon before I come in here, and I've got them right in front of me here on my
Yeah,
laptop.
the PDFs are great for
What's
that.
on the city
Yeah.
website straight off
Yeah.
there,
So there's sometimes I have the paper and I have it on my tablet or whatever, it's been, where I am or whatever. It's just, and if you need to go back and look and say, well, 3 meetings ago, what was, you can go back and, you know, you got that stored in your own tablet, just go ahead and look that up. So you don't have to go.
It was me, and the reason the question come up was because I was going through the budget, and there's a line, we have budgeted money for those, for the
Right.
council people, and that was the only reason I.
Yeah, still have it this year, we never really took that out, or we didn't.
Think about it, not all of us would have to have them. So
No.
you guys.
No, yeah, we were thinking all, you know, everybody all at once, but you don't really have to do that. I mean, it can be, you know, at a
So
time.
what you were saying, how much time is spent putting on.
Yeah, it's, yeah, that's the big thing on that, is the time, printing it out.
And then the police have to deliver it.
You gotta deliver it, yeah.
And I have to hold my dog back.
You gotta.
He's got a big problem.
Or not, yeah, depending on how you feel about it.
That big cop goes to the door.
Yeah, and then we just.
Yeah.
Some of the plus sides during the basketball season, the ball games are streaming, you know. Listen.
Well, yeah, however you want to do
You see me
that.
going like that.
Yeah, right, that's it. I see what you're doing now.
I get cinematic.
Man, he's really excited about raising taxes.
I like the police delivered. I find out what the chief's been doing all the time from the last council meeting.
Oh, okay, there you go.
They tell me.
I think he works
Yeah,
on that.
not wearing any
He
shorts.
ain't ever around, he just chuck it out.
So anyway, yeah, if you wanted to pursue that, we can, like I said, not everybody's gonna be in on that, but, you know, it's just another way of, saving a little bit of time and money, and like I said, once you get used to starting, this time you go back and just.
You know, it's off of this line, but I just had a blood test today in the hospital now as a DO. You can give them your email and you can go on there and get all your reports, your lab reports.
Yeah, a lot of.
History and
Right.
everything else.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and of course, if you've been to the stores, you just swipe your card and automatically email you your whatever your receipts and all that. So you see more and more electronic stuff. No questions about it. So we'll get there eventually. But anyway, so we brought that out to you for a little bit of discussion on that. Anyway, all right.
Bob, did you get that?
That's it.
Yeah. Can't read it, can you?
I didn't know we had a few doctors on
I
there.
studied to be a doctor.
Is that an affirmative yes?
Oh my God.
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe,
It's Tom's already got one. He already got
Attorney budget?
It's the same. It has almost a full-size keyboard.
Yeah.
It's like top of it. It's not quite a 3-in-1 laptop. It's about 3/4 size. But it does everything right. The reason I got it, it'll run.
Then I wrap them all.
You know, you run stuff for Microsoft. I think it's Windows 8.